What's going on, you guys? Another update on the scooter. So, as you guys know before, I couldn't find out much. I couldn't find out where the CDI was. I couldn't find those battery screws. Well, guess what? Um, I found the CDI. This is the old one, the ignition module. It's called a CDI. I pulled it out, and you guys remember that blue racing CDI I showed you. Um, Here, for people who don't know this, I guess this one has a rev limiter which limits the RPMs to something small. So this thing can only go like 35. But the one I just put in has a no rev limiter and no RPM limiter, so it can go much faster. Well, I don't know how much faster, but I'm about to find out once I give this thing a little test drive. But yeah, so the new one's in there. I found it under here, actually. It was in here mounted on the bottom, right under there. So I just popped the old one out, disconnected the wires. And get this, I was lucky that it was a 6-pin and not a 5-pin because I had ordered a CDI before I even had the scooter here. So I got pretty lucky, I guess, that it was a 6-pin and I didn't have to send it back and get a 5-pin. So I'm pretty psyched that that's in there. As you guys can see now, both speakers are in and wired up. The way I have this done is actually pretty cool. I have the amp, instead of going directly to the battery, since the amp only takes like 0.3 amps, I tapped into the little headlight down here, the positive wire for it. That way, when I turn here, I'll show you something. Show you around this thing real quick. Okay. Chill on the top here. Okay, so as you can see, when I turn it like this, the gauges light up, but also the amp comes on, and it's pretty sweet. And yeah, like I said, I have it tapped in to the yeah, these speakers are going nowhere. I have it tapped into the front little headlight there. To start it, it's pretty sweet. You grab 2 brakes and you push the electric start button, which is over here. Horn, pretty freaking loud. Low and high beam over here. Turn signals, a kill switch. And the cool thing, how I wired this, I told you, this switch down here is not an on and off switch. It just like mutes the speakers when it clicks like this. When it clicks off like that, it's just muting the speakers. It's not turning the amp off. So for those of you who want to go out and get yourself one of these setups from Soundstorm, just to know that this switch isn't an on and off switch. I didn't expect it to be, but I also didn't want to put a red switch in just for the amps because that'd be a pain in the ass and I'd probably forget at some point. So I just tapped it into that light. But yeah, I had it going on. I had the music going on here. I haven't ridden it yet, but I had the music going on here for about like 30 seconds and it got loud. Like, it didn't have as much bass as I want it to, but I'm going to fix that by eventually putting a sub either in the trunk, ha ha ha, right, or under the seat. But yeah, for right now, the mids and highs are crazy good. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, I got my aux jack fixed, and I used a Scosche cord instead of the one that came with it, because this Scosche one is thicker and not as long as this one, so I wouldn't have to worry about getting tangled anywhere. I might use this one in my car, actually, because I took the Scosche one out of my car, so I'll probably put that one in the car. The only thing I haven't done yet, well, there's a few things that I'm planning to do, which is I have the switch in for the LEDs, but I don't have the LEDs underneath yet. I was going to put one underneath and like one along here to light up like the footboard and everything when I'm riding. And yeah, for performance-wise, once again, I don't know if I'm going to switch out the exhaust right away because I really don't want to have to deal with a loud scooter. I don't really think that's going to sound too great anyways, considering it's only 50cc. But we'll have to see how things go. But what I am going to do is I'm going to get a cone air filter to replace... You can't really see it right now, but if you see that tube right there, it's going to the air box over here. And I want to get a cone air filter on that. I bought a bottle of Mobile One